Oh, today we're going to talk about when your girl wants to keto all the time. Let's get going with Keto Warrior Wendy. We're getting over the hump, and we're talking about when my girl wants to keto all the time. Where's my attention? Hey. So I was just telling the people, today we're talking about my girl wants to keto all the time. Where's my attention?
Are you getting that at home too?
No, that's fine. You just go pay attention to your keto wives. I'll just be here being lonely and sad.
Yeah, no, today I got I've had 2 days of cranky husband.
Oh.
And asking cranky husband, what is going on?
Nothing.
I finally had to resort. My husband's in the background going, I can hear you.
I can hear you, doggy.
So he can really hear me.
I hear you.
I pulled all my wifely wiles out of my toolbox, and I went and showed him how my new body can move around in the bedroom much more frequently than it used to, and that took care of some of that stress, at which point then I found out that part of the problem is that I'm spending too much time on the internet. Too many keto things, too many talks with Dori, too many. So, I finally got it out of him. Now we have to try and figure out how to find a better balance.
So, mine was Saturday when I was mid-dairy detox, and first thing in the morning I went to go watch something video, and my guy looks at me and he goes, pretty soon I'm going to make this garage a keto-free zone, and it was on. I was like, you can even do that. Bring it on. It was the start of an ugly day.
Because dairy detox wasn't enough. By the way, just for those of you that follow us and those of you that have been watching the Exercise Accountability, I have a thing with my hair, right? Because hair line, it just does whatever the hell it wants. So today is convertible hair don't care, because today was derive my convertible with the top down, sunshine, blue sky. Go and do all kinds of food prep because it's my best friend's bachelorette weekend this weekend. So this is convertible hair don't care.
Do you know what? I tried to curl my hair and it just did its own thing. It is kind of it's all cave lady wild, and I'm like, who cares? It's Wednesday.
We're getting over the hump, even if we have bad hair.
Yeah.
I always have bad hair. Unless I take the hair dryer to it, which obviously I did not today. And honestly, if I tried to brush this right now, you guys, my hair would go poof. It's better than what it could look like.
That's when you're like, stop touching it, you're making it worse.
Yeah, okay, I got the message.
So Lippy husband in the background, does he have any suggestions, for the husbands among us? How they can better express?
Let me ask.
Yes, because you know what?
So husband of mine, because we know you're in the background.
I believe we require male input.
Tips for husbands like you who have wives that are busy ketoing all the time online.
Oh, you want to get in here, husband. I ain't got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
For our husbands. Yes. Do not neglect them, is what I'm hearing from the peanut gallery.
Okay, but what I want, Mr. Peanut Gallery, is suggestions on how the husbands could better express their desire for attention instead of being crabby for 2 whole days and pretending like nothing's wrong.
Now that wasn't helpful at all. He just said that he shouldn't have to explain this, that I should be able to pick up on that.
Oh, are we going to play that passive-aggressive, I shouldn't have to tell you what's wrong with me, you should love me enough to know what's wrong game? Oh, husband, you disappoint me.
Can you tell it's been fun in our house this week?
But he still loves me, though, right?
Yeah, I think so. You still love Dori? Oh, sometimes.
I'll take sometimes and run with it. I'm not proud. I'll take sometimes and run.
She said she'll take sometimes and run with it.
Oh, God. Oh, Donna, my lovely Donna, Keto Granny on Instagram said her hubby is off in Abbotsford. She can keto her face off. Woo! And maybe we should talk about that too. When our men go away, we can like keto like crazy, right? My guy's on nights this week. So all this week I've had my evenings free, but during the day when I normally keto, because he gets up, he goes to work, and I'm on keto from when I get up until, dinner time. And he's been crabby all this week because he hasn't gone to work till 4. So he's like, oh, that's fine. I didn't want to hang out with you. And I'm like, dude, I have plans. I have planned things.
Yeah, I know. I had plans for tomorrow, and my things all got canceled because something else came up. And, well, this is more important, so you need to reschedule. Okay.
Okay. So let's talk maybe a little bit, Wendy, about where that line is. Because you know what? Sometimes we need to take a little bit more time for our men and show them a little bit more attention. And sometimes they're being whiny big fat babies. So where do we draw... Like, honestly, though, like, where do we draw the line? Because, you know what, there's only a certain amount that we can cater and still be, independent and strong and doing what we're doing. So how do we find that healthy boundary between I do absolutely everything for my husband, I wipe his bum for him, and, all the way to the other end where we're like, it's crazy, free for all, fend for yourself at my house, because I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out that balance in my house.
No.
One of the things that Felix has asked me to do is to really take weekends off, and so far I've sucked really bad at doing that. So if I can really focus on taking Saturday and Sunday off and staying out of the groups and preferably staying off of social media, then that should give me that 5-day window to grind.
Yes.
Right? So if I make weekends a priority for my marriage, for my husband,
yeah,
then I will be able to work a compromise with him that I can grind as long as I need to from Monday to Friday evening.
Yes. Now, I'm
from Friday evening and the rest of the weekend off.
I'm going to say this. You may need to adjust your agreements as well as time goes on. Now, when I very first went keto crazy, that was Christmas time. I got the keto bug. My first video was December 10th. I had all this massive information I wanted to get out, and I went nuts. And at that time, my guy agreed 3 months. You can go keto nuts for 3 months, but at the end of 3 months, I want my attention again. And this is the end of May. And he's like, so I just date a keto lady now. Like, I used to have a girlfriend, but now you just keto? And I was like, yeah, it's awesome, right? Right? It's awesome. And he's like, some days it's less than awesome. What's the word for the exact opposite of awesome? I don't know.
Totally awesome?
Exactly. Totally. I got totally awesome. That's why I love you. That's why you're part of my keto wivery. And he complains about that too. He's like, how come you get to have so many wives? Dude, you can't handle this many wives. If you could keep as many wives as happy as I could, you could have more too. You can't even keep me happy some days. You can't have extra wives. So if you guys are struggling with this at your house, you know what, maybe sit down with your guy and say, okay, you know what, this is really important to me. My health is really important to me. What I'm learning online is important. Can we work out a schedule where I can allot a certain amount of time to my passion and a certain amount of time to you that you're not feeling neglected? Because I think this is a cause and effect thing. I think we let it go too long, and then you get to the point where you don't even want to ask nice. You're like, oh, that's fine, just ignore me again. And I think if we catch it sooner. Now, at my house, I think it's an irony. Because my guy used to play his video games while I was talking to him, and I'd be talking away, because I don't talk that much, right? I'm talking away, and then he looks up, and I realize you're not listening to me. So now he gets some of that back.
Well, and the thing is my husband's also busy trying to build his own business right now, so his schedule's all over the place. So I know that when he's at home, he'd like me to put my focus with him. But I plan my life around, how things are going with, with Dori and I, with the things that we're doing, the lives that I do with other people, trying to reach people at the right time. Unfortunately for me, living in Ontario, this happens to be the time when I can reach the most people. But it also happens to be the time that my husband would like time with me. So it's a juggling act that I haven't quite finessed properly yet, and I'm going to work a little harder on that, because as things start to progress and as we figure out how to make this business an actual business and start to get busy, that's going to be very important. So right now, it's foundation building in our relationships. And yes, you know what? It's okay for us to have growing pains, and it's okay for us to be snarky at each other. As long as we continue to communicate and figure out how to get that balance, we're going to be okay. But when it's out of balance like it is right now, then you have 2-day cranky husband.
Well, and arguing isn't the worst thing that can happen in a relationship. It says a couple things. To me, it says you care enough to be mad. Because if you didn't care what I was doing with my time, you wouldn't care what I was doing with my time. And I kind of laugh when it happens at my house, because I'm usually the one who gets hurt feelings about not enough time together, right? So, and for years, we've been together for several years now, and it's always been me who's like, oh, I don't get enough time. Oh, pay attention to me. Why aren't you cuddling me more? And now we're kind of role reversal. How come you're not paying attention to me? Cuddle me more. Oh, bake me cookies. One day, and he asked me for a couple days in a row, and I was like, yeah, I'll make you cookies. And he goes, I've heard you say on videos it only takes 10 minutes. Clearly you don't love me anymore. So I made cookies, but he was on me for a couple of days, and I was like, man, I don't really feel like making cookies. But you say in your videos all the time it only takes 10 minutes, so clearly you just don't love me enough to make me cookies. Sad face. Cookies?
Yeah, now you're making me sad, because I was thinking tonight that I wanted to make cookies, and I stopped at Sobeys so I could get some crisp chocolate chips, and now you just reminded me that I forgot the chocolate chips when I went to Sobeys, so thank you. Now I'm all sad face too.
Sad face, no cookies.
I don't even love myself enough to get chocolate chips for my cookies.
Right? You don't even love me enough to bring home chocolate.
I didn't say enough chocolate.
Oh.
I have chocolate. I just don't have chocolate chips for cookies.
Do you know what? I tried that 90% chocolate in my cookies, and it kind of worked, but not really. I did some with the chocolate chips, and the chocolate chips worked better, and the 90% chocolate just kind of melted and oozed all over the place. I think if you were doing it for lava cake, it would be awesome. For cookies, it was less than awesome.
Well, that's good to know, because I have 90% chocolate, because that's the only chocolate I can tolerate, because it doesn't have sweetener, it doesn't have all this whatever in it that bothers me. It's the only one I can eat, which, is not awfully exciting when you think about it, because it's 90% cocoa. We're like, yay!
Yay, me!
90% of flavorless chocolate, yay!
So I've been warming it up.
And I just forgot, I went to the bulk barn and I went to get cacao butter too, and I forgot that. Wow, I'm really doing well.
I'm down to crumbs in my bag. I need to make a run into the city to buy the raw cacao butter, because it saves my life, especially with going dairy free, because there's no dairy in it, and it tastes like white chocolate in your coffee. And I've been struggling.
Going dairy free the first couple of weeks is rough. I did tell you that. I told you it wasn't going to be easy, but I did tell you it was going to be worth it. And you already know, you already look so much better than you did 3 or 4 days ago.
I've stopped threatening to stab people in my house. That's a win. That's a win,
There's
right?
no such thing as justifiable homicide, so you can't get away with it.
Are you
Sorry,
sure?
officer, I was dairy detoxing. I didn't know what I was doing.
And
Yeah,
he
they're not
would've-
gonna buy that.
Like, I was dairy detoxing, he made a mess in my kitchen, and then he started an argument. Honestly, I think that should be excusable. Like, I really do. I was crabby, he messed up my kitchen, and then he wouldn't shut up. That's not a reason to stab someone?
No, unfortunately, they frown upon that.
Oh. So, okay.
So we should pop that stage, because I didn't really want to have to fly out to Alberta to come help hide bodies.
I'm too pretty for jail. Just saying.
And I'm pretty sure that prison orange is not going to look good on my skin. I don't know about you.
Orange is not my color, girl. Orange is not my color. And I can't lie to save my life either. So I'd be, they'd be all like, what happened? I don't know. He just fell on the knife 10 times. He kept tripping. Like, I was around the corner. I don't really know what happened. I came running when I heard a commotion, but he just was like, I don't know, having a seizure on that.
So what do you have going on for the rest of the week, Dori?
Do you know what? I haven't really planned an awful lot for the week. I think I'm going to try to do some food recipes. I got a comment earlier today, are you still doing food stuff? And I was like, well, I am. I've been busy. So today I did a quick video on YouTube, and I made a dairy-free chai latte for breakfast, an egg cup sans the cheese, because I've been struggling going without the cheese, and some really awesome creamy bacon jalapeno Brussels sprouts. So just my quick dairy-free breakfast. And I think I'm going to focus on that. I saw a picture for us, and they're unicorn and mermaid popsicles. I'm not going to lie. I think that's my next project.
Ooh, but those, you know what? Those won't last all the way to Texas.
No, they won't last to Texas. You'll just have to watch me eat it, girl. Sorry.
Oh, that's just rude.
Love
That's just rude. Yeah, you're going to queen wave me. That's nice. Nice. Very nice. This is what you call love, guys. Didn't notice? This is keto sisterhood.
See,
you know?
when I'm like,
I'm going to make popsicles, and I'm going to make you watch me eat them.
I'm going to make you your very own special mermaid popsicle, and then you can watch me eat it. Because, you know, everybody wants to watch me eat food. Come on.
So for me, tomorrow I'm spending the day with my husband. By my husband's request, he asked me to reschedule my day.
Nice.
So I did, because I'm actually going away for the weekend, and I'm actually going offline this weekend, and I'm actually going to stay offline this weekend for the most part.
For the most part.
As I mentioned at the beginning, my best friend is getting married in a couple months, so we're doing her bachelorette weekend this weekend. So I am going to be away from home, so for a couple of days. So I better spend some time with my husband, who is, you know, really, really expressing quite straightforward like that. You know, he's not very impressed. So I think I should spend a good amount of time with him prior to going away for a weekend.
I wouldn't say in a toddler fashion, you know. No, I wouldn't say that. Maybe some people would. I would never say such a thing about our husband.
No. We don't behave like we're two. Sometimes I say to him, what are you, 2? 2.5, he says. 2.5, okay. You can have the half.
Oh, my favorite at my house when my guy is crabby, he starts every conversation like this. It's all your fault, you know. Oh, that is so constructive. I bet we're going to have an awesome conversation now. Let's start. Let's talk about how it's my fault.
That is not a constructive conversation starter at all. So, at any rate, we just come here on Wednesdays to provide you with a little levity and a little love and light and bits and pieces from our life that hopefully resonate with you. This is our crazy week this week, where we have the husbands all bent out of shape over how much time we're spending. As in particular, part of the problem is I gotta, give credit where credit is due. Part of the problem is I do spend a lot of time video chatting with Dori, like until midnight. Husband would really like some snuggle time instead of me and Dori talking to him until midnight. So, maybe one of those boundaries we need to set, Dori, is not talking until midnight.
But it's only 10 in my house.
I know it's only 10 in your house.
Okay, so tell husband he gets to pick a bedtime, no more Dori limit, and I will abide it. I won't like it, but I'll abide it. Mostly.
So it'd be like turning off the Wi-Fi. No more Dori after this time, right?
Right. He'll start turning your phone off. Oh, girl.
My eyes just snapping as I'm rolling them.
Oh, right? Like, does that count as exercise? Can we do that tomorrow instead of crunches?
I don't think we're doing crunches. I think we're doing lunges and planks tomorrow.
Oh no.
We did crunches yesterday.
Oh, today was rest day. I was very thankful.
I had no idea. I had no idea today was rest day, as you know from what I said yesterday. So
I was so excited. Yay! Okay, so you post what we're going to exercise tomorrow, and then we'll post it around, and we're going to be 10 a.m. Mountain, noon Eastern time tomorrow, and a day after rest day is usually a little rougher, so come with us and giggle our way through it, because we're going to do it even if it kind of sucks.
So, I will say right now, I do have to make a trip out of town tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to be back for noon.
Okay.
But if I'm not, we may have to go on a little bit late, because this won't be one of those ones where I can just pick a parking lot and do this kind of days tomorrow. So it may be a little bit later tomorrow, but we will get it done, and I'll let you know as tomorrow goes.
Perfect. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks for hanging out with us and getting over the hump with Wende and Dori.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
Have a good one.